Hey guys, it's Silver Cells back with another video for you guys today. Last video was more so an introduction video about myself and what sickle cell is. This episode we're going to be going over what triggers sickle cell, how to treat it, and what to do when you're in a hospital. Because when you're in a hospital, they're going to ask for specific things. So, the first thing is what triggers sickle cell. Now, what triggers sickle cell are a few different things. So you have drastic change in weather, drastic change in temperature, stress, fatigue, or the most common one is dehydration. You need to make sure that you are hydrated at all costs. That is the number one thing of treatment. Make sure you're always hydrated. Because for sickle cell people, they have a little, well, when they're sickling or when they're in pain, when they have a crisis, their eyes are yellow. So that means they're either having a crisis or they're dehydrated. So you want to make sure that person or yourself is hydrated. So that's the number one thing of what to do to treat it. Not necessarily treat it like directly head on, but something to help it subside a little bit. Especially Gatorade too. Gatorade helps a lot as well. In case if you don't, want to drink water all the time because it's so bland, it doesn't have a taste. So, when I drink some Gatorade, Gatorade helps me, But another thing is to, as soon as you feel that one spike of pain, take, I'd say, the least strongest medicine that you have that fights off pain. Because if you jump right on top of the pain as soon as possible, there's a chance that it'll go away within an hour or so. So it really helps. That's what the doctors always told me, and so I'm telling it to you guys because that is very, very important. That was very good information that the doctors gave me when I was in the hospital. Always make sure to take your medicine as soon as you feel that pain coming. The second thing is always bring your medicine wherever you go. Sickle cell is highly unpredictable. It can be a perfect day, nothing going on, you're not stressed, you're not dehydrated, nothing. It can just show up. So you want to make sure that you at least have one bottle of medicine with you and a water bottle or something to take it with. Because sickle cell is unfortunately unpredictable. You can't really predict when it's going to happen, and that's okay. You're not nobody's a mind reader, It's alright. It's unpredictable. There's nothing really you can do about it. The only thing that you can do about it is just make sure you bring your medicine with you. There was one time where I was little, my mom, we didn't really think to bring medicine with us wherever we went. So when my mom came to pick me up when I was little, I said, "Mom, the pain is coming, And we rushed back home. But in the meantime, on our way back home, I was squirming in my car seat because of the pain. As soon as we got home, I took the medicine and I was fine. A few hours later, I was asleep. So after that, we always vowed to make sure to bring our medicine, or my medicine, with us wherever we go. Doesn't matter. It could be around the corner, it could be to a friend's house, doesn't matter. Make sure you have at least one bottle of medicine with you guys because it is very important. That is very, very important. You always want to make sure you have that. So that's another thing to treat sickle cell. Another thing to treat sickle cell is just try to stay in consistent temperature because, like I said earlier, one of the things that triggers sickle cell is drastic change in temperature and bad weather. So the drastic change in temperature, you'll want to stay within the same temperature range. So one day it will be 90 degrees, then the next day it'll be like 60 degrees. That can cause some pain for people who have sickle cell. That can cause some pain because it's not a consistent temperature. So if you're in a 90-degree weather and it's going down to like 60, that's not good. So you want to stay consistent with your temperature. So you want to stay bundled up. You want to stay warm, especially during the winter, because the winter is where that can really hit you hard. Because it's bad weather from time to time, especially in the winter. So you're gonna want to make sure to bundle up and just stay in consistent weather. Keep warm, especially if you're in the winter. If you're inside, you're warm. You go outside and you're cold. That's gonna cause a sickle cell crisis, which we all don't want. That's why I made the channel. So yeah, just make sure you bundle up, keep the consistent temperature, and you should be fine. Now, going to the hospital. Obviously, there's gonna be times where when you take your medicine, even if you take it early, it's still not strong enough to fight back the sickle cell pain, which is okay. That's what the hospitals are for, you know. The hospitals are there to take care of you, make sure you get out there safe and sound. But when you go into the emergency room, once you get your room in the emergency room, the doctors are gonna come to you and ask you what medicine you take, how many milligrams you take. And that's where you need to keep the tab. Because if you don't bring your medicine, you at least want to keep a note like on your phone somewhere. So, say for instance, a doctor comes up to you and says, what medicines do you take and how many milligrams each pill? And how many do you take? If you don't have it on you, you can just have it on your phone. You won't have to think about it. You won't have to take a wild guess. Yeah, they're gonna have it once you go one time, they're gonna have it in the system, but they're gonna keep asking you just in case if things change. Because you know, when you go to the doctors, some things might change. Hey, we're gonna try and like bring you down a notch, like 2 pills or so. So you're gonna want to make sure that you have at least one tab on your phone or on your notes somewhere in the car, or have like your mother or your dad take a note. That way you won't have to remember. But you know, when you get older, like me, you're gonna wanna keep the tabs because memory is gonna sometimes. So just make sure you keep a tab everywhere, and you guys should be fine. Um, just make and especially when you in the hospital. Just make sure to be aware of your wire. You know when they draw your blood and you're giving IV, you have a pole next to you. Please walk with it, please. Uh, that's one thing crucial. Just be aware of what wires are tangled up because you don't want to mess up anything. You just want to keep it safe and sound on on a safe little area. So just just make sure because that happened to me and I almost messed up, but it's okay. I'm still here. So yeah, that's about it. Just make sure to take care of yourself, guys, because, like I said in the last video, sickle cell can be fatal. But don't get, discouraged by it. Sickle cell doesn't have to ruin your life. I've seen a bunch of sickle cell videos in the past, and they were all depressing, you know? They're all like, oh, my life, I can't really do anything. I have to stay in my room all day. You don't have to do that. You just need to make sure to take care of yourself. Just take your medicine on time. Take your medicine as soon as you feel the pain. Stay hydrated. Just do the things that I just explained, and you should be fine. Yeah, you're gonna have, even if you take your medicine on time, if you take it right before, the pain really starts to kick in, you're still gonna have some rough times, but that's okay. You can still live your life. People think that sickle cell people are fragile, and to an extent, that can be true. But that only depends on the person and what they do to themselves. They have to take care of themselves. So don't lose hope if you have sickle cell anemia. Look at me. I'm a prime example of not letting sickle cell ruin your life. You have sickle cell. Don't let sickle cell control you. My mom always told me sickle cell doesn't have you. You have sickle cell. And that stuck with me a lot because it's true. So just make sure to live your guys' life to the best you can. Because Like I said earlier, I've seen a ton of videos that were like 7, 8 years ago. My life, I can't do anything, I can't go out, I can't go out with my friends, I have to stay inside all day. You don't have to do any of that. Go live your life. There's a bunch of things out there. There's some new games out there that I'm looking forward to. I mean, yes, inside, but it's still a good time for me. I can still hang out with my friends. I mean, not right now because of COVID, but that doesn't change the fact that I can still live my life. So, just make sure to take care of yourself and you'll be fine. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments and I'll answer them in the next video. I'll see you guys later.